All right, hey everyone. So welcome back to my live stream. I'm Matt Berry. And this morning, as I move into my office area, I've got all the lights off. And in Arizona, where I live, it's a cloudy day out. So I've got my windows open in front of me, and what you're seeing coming in is just the natural light. And looks pretty good, right? So I've got right in front of me, I've got my Sony ZV-E10 camera plugged into an HDMI cable directly into this feed. And that in the lens, it's a 16mm Sigma lens, pretty common for live streaming. It gives me a pretty wide field of view and the blurry background because it has a lower f-stop. But even though this is a pricier camera option, and trust me, there are pricier options, when you're dealing with video calls for the most part, sometimes you're just using a regular webcam or maybe your phone. And a lot of times those webcams, they just don't handle light very well. And let me go ahead and switch over to one right now. Hey, so this is like a common one. Would be an HP, or excuse me, HP. This one is a Logitech C920, but there are similar ones out there of this. And most webcams, for the most part, if you don't light up your room really well, you're gonna get a pretty flat image. And like I said, this is with daylight over a cloudy view, and it's not too bad. But what I'm gonna do is work on my lights around here today, and I'm just gonna turn them on a little bit and just show the difference for having lights in front of you, having some practical lights behind you, just regular lights just to showcase, and then to have a Hairlight or a backlight behind you that will help separate you from the background. So when you're dealing with lighting, like if you're just focusing on the light from the sun, if the light from the sun is directly in front of you, you're dealing with some harsh light. It's hard lighting. And when the clouds go over the sun, then the clouds diffuse the sunlight and gives you more soft light, which is very appealing, looks really great. And that's why right before sunrise or right after sunset is kind of the golden hour where you can get some really, really good photos. But when you're dealing with a room and you're on video calls, for the most part, you're dealing with a webcam. And no matter what camera you have, lighting yourself is the most important. I would say on videos, you've got three things. Focus on audio, because if nobody can hear you or if your sound's horrible, nobody's gonna watch your video. Number two, light the room up. And then number three, focus on your camera settings. But you have to have those three. So let me, I'm gonna switch over. I'm gonna do one thing. I've got a light behind me. That's my backlight. And that gives me a little bit of a harsh light. So what I'm gonna do is I purchased a modifier for that light. It wasn't that expensive. And what it's gonna do is give me a little bit of, it provides a diffusion. So like the cloud going over this, going past the sun, that kind of thing. So I'm gonna walk through that real quick. And I figured, I'm gonna go and do that this morning. So let me walk you guys through it with me. So I'm gonna go ahead and put on, a wireless mic to follow me. Yeah, and this is the Rode Wireless Me, and I've got a lav mic plugged into it. It works really well. So, okay, you guys should be following me now. This one. So, all right, I think we're good. So come with me here. I'm gonna show you the difference. So right now, the way the lighting is, All I have is the sunlight coming into this room. There's a window there and a window there. I could probably open up the blinds a little bit more, but that's what I've got. That's what I'm working with. So you can see I've got a few little practical lights already turned on. I've got a salt lamp back there, a revolving photo frame with my corgis in it, and then an older piece of equipment over there that I just have for some colorful lights. It's a previous model of this Rodecaster. So hang tight. I'm going to show you my existing backlight right now and what I'm dealing with. All right, so if I turn that backlight on, it's an LED light. It was purchased a while ago. I have a little bit of a diffusion on it, and it's down to probably like 15%. But you can see, it separates me pretty well. You can see why they would call it a Hairlight, but the lighting on it is so harsh. I mean, I could turn it down a little bit, but what I'm gonna do instead is take that light and I'm gonna put this diffuser on it. So hopefully it will make a little bit of a difference. But right now, what I've got, so typically when you wanna light yourself, especially if you have glasses or you work with glasses, I typically will position a key light, which would be my primary source of light. And that would be, consistent in the day, consistent in the night. And then I would have a filler light on my right, and that would put a little bit of light on this side so I wouldn't have any harsh shadows. I'll pump up some practical lights behind me just to give a little bit of depth and show a little interest. And then I've got that backlight right behind me that would provide some highlights around my shoulder, give me that halo around the hair. But again, you can see it's really harsh. So I'll go ahead and start lighting these things one by one. Right now, I've got my fill light. I'm gonna punch that up. And you see how it just puts a little bit of fill on this side. But my primary light is gonna be right over there. And I'm gonna turn that on with Echo. Turn on the studio lights. Boom. That turned on my my key light on my left-hand side, and it's up around a 45-degree angle. And since I wear glasses and I use glasses when I present, I always make sure that my key light and my fill light are at a 45-degree angle, so that way I'm not getting a bunch of fill in these glasses, because it would definitely reflect. But that's the key. If you're presenting with glasses, keep your lighting in front of you at a 45-degree angle, so that way everybody can see your glasses and not the reflection of the lights. So the next thing I'm going to do, Echo, turn on the office lights. I have my Alexa device controlling some of these things, and I have to put them all on one switch. And let me go ahead and then turn on some of the practical lights behind me. And there we go. I could punch this down a little bit, but the thing is that what happens with, and I'll show you without, but having the backlight, it helps separate me. I did a video last night where I didn't have that backlight turned on, and you could see almost like Homer Simpson kind of going back into the hedges. That was me. I was wearing a darker blue sweater last night and it was darker, so I kind of blended in. If I had turned on the backlight behind me, I would have popped out a little bit more. So let me walk over and I'm going to turn the backlight off just to show you the difference. Boop. I've got to make sure I clip on my little wireless receiver. But if you see, without that gone, it's not that big of a difference now because I've got this lighter sweater and I have a little bit more contrast from my background. But if you don't have that contrast, let's say if I was wearing a black turtleneck, a black t-shirt, or a dark navy sweater, I would blend into this background. So having that backlight lights up my hair a little bit and the shoulders. So what I'm gonna do, since it's so harsh, I'm gonna go through and put on this modifier. Whoop. So hang tight with me just a second. That's why I have the ladder behind me, because I have to walk up and grab it. So let's see how difficult this thing's going to be. Oh, that's right, you guys can come with me. Bum, bum, bum. I'm really surprised that the dogs weren't barking while I was doing this. Yeah, so this is it. And you can see, so this is a pretty harsh LED. And if you didn't have some type of diffusion, it would be very hard lighting. And the diffusion that comes with this light, it diffuses it, but not a lot. It's still fairly harsh. So the modifier I've got should remedy that completely. So I'm just going to go and unscrew this. It's just not necessary. Oh my goodness, there we go. And so yeah, that's what I'm dealing with. This light right here. All right, so I'm going to go through and put. And this is all collapsible. And it's got the reflection on the side, so that way it'll bounce it, give a little bit more light direction, and then provide more diffusion. So, all right, let's see here. All right, it looks like, oh, okay, I see it now. I see little notches here where the handle goes. Okay, I got it. I spilled my coffee. There wasn't much in there, so it wasn't that much of a crisis, but spilling coffee, that's a sin. Okay. All right. We've got that. Now, I believe, there we go. There's little Velcro straps to tie this down. Okay, perfect. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. That works. Sometimes it's the little things in life. It's nice when you order a product and it works. Okay, one more strap. There are 4 straps to tighten this up with. All right, nice. So we've got this. Now I've got a little bit of a box. I'll open up the diffuser sheet right here. And this is what I'm working with. Geez, which one? It's a GVM light. I can't remember the model of it right now. Yeah, I guess I could add that in the description a little bit later. So yeah, so I'm left with this small little square piece that has Velcro on it. So obviously that is super straightforward. And I'm not putting it all the way up at the top because I do have little honeycomb crate to put on top. And that gives it an extra layer of diffusion. All right, come on, let's get this on here, right? It's right up against the microphone too. I don't know. How is the microphone working on this call? How is it working? All right, and then now I'm left with the barn doors. And then when I put it up there, I'm gonna have to mess with the intensity. I think right now the intensity of the light was at 15%. And you saw how harsh that was. Okay, there we go. Perfect. This adds a little bit more direction for the light. Because there could be a lot of times with some of these lights as well, there could be a lot of spill. And with the Hairlight, I really just wanted to kind of point down and light the back of myself up and not the rest of the room. So there we go. It's not a perfect fit on there. I could probably do a little bit better, but right now this is going to be perfect and solve my needs. So I'm going to go and put it up up there later or now, and we're going to test it out. I'll probably wind up having to make a trip to Home Depot to get something a little bit and for mounting options up there. So here we go. All right. Yep. It won't bend down as much. Okay, yeah, I definitely have to make a Home Depot visit. All right. All right, I think that'll work. The only problem with adding that honeycomb on there, or adding that whole thing, it modified the light a bit, and I can't bend it down and position it to me. That's why I'm going to have to go to Home Depot and just mount it a little differently. All right, well, I see it. The light, you know, it's hard to tell. I'm gonna have to turn some of these lights off. Echo, turn off the studio lights. Yeah. Oh no, that thing turned off. Hold on. Echo, turn on the studio lights. Oh, gotcha. Echo, turn off the studio lights. Echo, turn off the studio lights. I just realized that the power adapter I was using for this is on the same the same Alexa thing for the studio lights. Okay, so I see the light. The only problem is, which makes it difficult for this video, but the only issue is with that light now, because I put that modifier on, it looks great when I look at it. Hold on. Anyways, it looks pretty good. Let me see if I can connect my... I can't connect my camera. Oh, that's right. Hold on a second. So what I have to do now is just go to Home Depot and order continuity continuity camera. I just have to turn that on. I have to go to Home Depot now and just get probably a block of wood or something and mount it up there. But you can tell, burp, that's what it is now. And with the honeycomb, it works pretty good. It diffuses the light quite a bit. I can already see, it's hard to tell with this view, but it definitely works. It definitely resolves the issue. So I'm not too concerned with that. Let me switch back over to me. Boop. So what I'll have to do is just position that light. So it'll modify down and then point to me. But anyways, the addition of that diffusion will help quite a bit. And you can already tell that, you know, with my studio lights off, my main key light in front of me, you can already see the difference of just having some of these practical lights behind me. And now that I did that, before I end this video, let's just go ahead and show the difference. This is with the regular webcam, and granted, it's a really old webcam, but Echo, turn on the studio lights. Boom. So that's where, you know, with these type of low light cameras, you know, the webcams of the world and everything else, that's where really having a decent amount of light in front of you, so that way it lights you pretty well and you don't get washed out into the background. It becomes super helpful. So I would just say, and lights are lights are lights. Even if you do this on a budget, if you go through and you look at on Amazon for any type of video light sets, and what I'm doing for the most part is a 3-point lighting set system. I've got number 1, a key light, number 2, a fill light, and number 3 behind me, a backlight. That positions me in 3 points, and then I throw in additional practical lights to help make my background pop a little bit. But this is the difference, you know, with having, you know, a little bit more lighting on a webcam. It at least, webcams just can't handle low light. So the better you can put some lighting on, it really improves. And you can even go get some really cheap options from Home Depot. The best thing, what I would do in the past, like if I wanted to just get better lighting, or even during the day, like going to Target or IKEA and getting a really inexpensive white bed sheet to cover your windows will give you a good amount of diffusion. Or if you have some harsh light, that kind of thing. So just plan that out a little bit more. Light yourself up. If it's too harsh, try and put a bed sheet or some type of blocker on there to diffuse the light. But adding more light definitely will improve your cameras, no matter what you have. If it's a webcam or if it's a higher end camera with a better lens that helps blur the background. And honestly, if you're thinking about cameras, like if you wanted to get more out of webcams or whatever, the best camera that most everyone has is your phone. No matter what, typically the cameras on your phone is going to be way more powerful than the webcam that you'll probably have. So if you ever have an opportunity or an ability to use this as a camera, that is always the best option. So I'm going to end this call. I'm going to end this live stream and plan on heading out to Home Depot so I can fix that light and point it down to me. But lighting, super key. Definitely pay attention to that. Work on your audio, then your lighting, then the settings and position of the camera. Have a great day. I'm Matt Berry. Bye.